Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 8 of this Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. This is the Kaiserreich mod, and we are the soon-to-be Empire of Brazil. And that is because we are now working on the Imperial Restoration, which then leads to Crown Pedro Henrique, which gets the event Imperial Restoration. So we are well on our way to doing that. We are also trying to recover our political power. Once we have sufficient political power again, we can fabricate on Chile, go off to Chile. Chile's got a nice amount of steel, which will certainly help with our production of more useful stuff. So things are definitely beginning to move a little bit, which is awesome. But the thing that's not moving. Why is this so slow? This is speed 5. There is no real difference between speed 4 and speed 5. That's horrible. Oh well, not much I can do about it. Except complain, which I will do repeatedly and loudly. I need to stop complaining. Anyway, yes, stuff. See, this is the problem with it being so slow. So I just spent a minute or two trying to find out why it was running so slowly at this speed. I have no idea. I mean, the game that I'm doing now with Tuna, Speed 5 multiplayer Kaiserreich, and it runs absolutely fine. It just seems to be a quirk of this particular game. Very strange. Anyway, what else is going on? Germany seems on the brink of destruction. Another thing I noticed is Middle Africa. This is usually a puppet. How on earth did Germany make it their own? I guess they could have reduced the autonomy enough that it's annexed, but that takes time. I guess it's 1940 or... Geez, it's 1940 already? Huh. Are you still a German puppet, or have you split away? You're a German puppet. Some weird things happen in these games which are not explained. Our popularity is rising. We get more popularity with the populists, which I think would be an excellent idea. Actually, I really want the political power, but I also want the popularities, which in turn leads to more political power, which is useful. Unity through faith. 1.5 more population. Marvellous. Oh, we never changed mobilization while we were fighting. Whoops. Well, I don't think we ever had the political power to do it. Oh well. What are we doing? Infrastructure. Okay. Do. Waiting for things to happen. Why is this so slow? It's getting really frustrating. It kind of looks like my computer is lagging, doesn't it? I'm not rendering, am I? Nope. But that shouldn't have been the problem every single time. It's just slow. Right, enough complaining about that. Let's watch the collapse of the American Union state, because they've just been cut in half. They have some isolated people up here. The United States are doing well against them. Like, everything against the Union state is done by the United States, but they themselves are losing ground to the syndicates. Although I know that there is a lot of actual industry down here, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, no, they're getting some territory back. You guys trained? You are trained. Stop training. And have we trained any more troops yet? I kind of doubt it. No. They are still in training. Yes, they are. Because we will get a pop-up once they are done. We have started building some light tanks. I had forgotten about that. We do need some more oil as well. We could switch these two around. No, because we will need the motorized as well. Particularly if we start getting field hospitals and things. In fact, we're not producing any support equipment. We produce a tiny bit of aluminium, not really enough to make that worthwhile, so we'll hold off on the support equipment. That stuff will become available later. Tungsten's down here. Yeah, aluminium's up here, but that will require going to war with other nations, although you're Caribbean Federation. You're in the Entente. Okay. Canadian war on Denmark. Really? Interesting. I mean, I know you went after Greenland. I guess Denmark said no to your taking Iceland? No, Iceland are independent. Why are you at war with Denmark? That's really interesting. Literally just you versus Denmark. Why? Yeah, I reckon they were trying to get Iceland and then Iceland just split off or something like that. Huh. Well, that kind of didn't go to plan, did it? Interesting. Germany is still fighting, except this is probably the Austrians. I'd forgotten the Austrians are in this one. Looks like the Austrians are pushed back a little bit. But honestly, long term, I can't really see the Austrians surviving. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them. It depends how much of Germany they can take back. The more of Germany they take back, the more German troops will actually be able to be fielded. And if the Austrians can hold the line long enough, once taking like this area back, then they might actually be able to do some damage. Seems to be quite a big offensive going on up here. Can't really tell which way it's going though. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere. The other thing to check is to see exactly what manpower laws you're on. Service by requirement already. Yikes. So are you. Oh, Italy's gone authoritarian democrat. Interesting. It's no longer ruled by the Pope. Economic cooperation with Spain. Motorized production cost. And the White Guard, reinforced rate, division recovery, and recruitable population. I'm going to have to try a game as Italy one of these days. Okay, there was something which I really needed to research, and I don't remember what it was. We are in 1940, we could get mechanized. We could get that. We're aiming towards you. We're not using artillery, we've got that going. We have that going. We could get the nuclear research for the extra research boost. I think that's what we're going to get. I think it was just the light tanks. We shouldn't have got the excavation. We should have got light tanks instead. Okay, so more infrastructure is complete. So I think we're going to be in a position to start getting some more factories. And honestly, you're only a little bit off. So we'll start working on both of those. Get those factories up and running. And everything will be magnificent. Okay. Political power continues to tick down. Imperial restoration still taking a while. Speed 4 and Speed 5 are almost identical. Speed 3 is a little bit slower. Wish I could see why. Anything in the game options? I wouldn't have thought so. Like I said, this isn't like providing extra drag on my CPU or anything. Also, other games of Hearts of Iron, which I've been doing basically the same, well, not the same time, but have been working just fine. Very odd. If you happen to know anything about why this game would be running so slowly, do let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested to hear. Is that us trading with Russia? It is. Well, I guess we're not at war with anyone that could actually blockade us right now. So I guess it makes sense. What are we short on? Still steel? Yeah. If we bought in more steel and more oil, which we can do. And oil from the American Union State, while they're still alive. Let's get those coming in. That's the 2 factories down, so we're just getting that infrastructure and then we're working on those again. It's fine. We're getting 8 factories from trade and we are spending 5. So actually as a net boost, having the export focus is actually a good thing. And I guess as the colonies lose more of their rubber production over here, sorry, as the big nations lose their rubber production, particularly Germany and Austria, then they're going to have to buy it from us. The Imperial Restoration. Done. The people of Brazil rejoice over their victory, and now the time has come to restore the empire to its former glory. Now only a small administrative steps must be taken so that Brazil is what it's meant to be. Alright, let's get the crown. Pedro Henrique. That's the one that we want. Yes, it is. The Vassouras branch of the imperial family has always claimed the throne and never gave up its ambitions. Pedro Henrique's leadership will greatly inspire the people to go above and beyond for the empire. We'll get that, and then I think we'll sit on the political power, although we actually have a net positive now. Need 35 political power, okay. Just let it recover for a bit longer. It's fine. It's fine. Did we get political power for that? We did. That helps. And for this one, we just get the event. Oh, it's only a 7-day event. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's cool. Indonesia. Are you independent from the Netherlands? Nope. Julian has taken over from her mother, Wilhelmina. That's another nation I need to play as. Netherlands. Not sure if they have their own focus tree yet. We can check that. Oh, I'll read that in just a moment. They do indeed. Not a huge tree, but it's a tree. Okay. Today is a great day for Brazil as Dom Pedro Henrique de Orleans y Braganca was crowned as the Emperor of the Candelaria Cathedral in Rio de Janeiro. After a long ceremony, our sovereign took the oath of office and was acclaimed by the people. This is the beginning of a new age for our country. The National Populist Party will now be called the Coalição Integralista Imperial Brasileiras. We gain political power. Dom Pedro becomes the leader of all of the parties. And we gain Plinio Salgado as the head of government. AIPB becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. Boom. And we are now called the Empire of Brazil, and we have that extremely sexy new flag, which I'm not going to confuse when I'm trying to find this game in my save game list. Magnificent. Alright, mission accomplished, part 1. And we're also at 82, which I think counts for high party popularity, which means our political power will also increase even further. And we also have enough political power now to justify a war against Chile and start actually ramping up our ambitions in South America. So everything is happening. Marvellous. Let's go and grab the 2 military factories and then just continue getting the urbanization over there. We will also justify a war goal against you. Doesn't really matter which one. Actually, I don't know. With the new peace system, it might. We're going to say Santiago because that's where the steel is and that's what I really want. Take 175 days. Alright. Onwards! Meanwhile, how many troops do they have? 8 to 15. How many do we have? 29. We have way more men than they. Much bigger industry. Everything's coming up Brazil. Marvellous. And we still have a navy intact. Okay, the last of the infrastructure is done. We are now fully on to that. Getting the light tank 2, which will then lead to the medium. Was it medium tough? Goodness sake, I've totally forgotten what we were doing again. Very high party popularity. Magnificent. That's going to be really helpful. Desire to be in a faction, same ideology, monthly opinion. Meh. You are rubbish. You need to go. You are not great. Local factories plus 20%. Local resources plus 20%. Peru no! They're mine! Actually, if Peru takes it all, then I can take Peru. Now, if I have a claim on a state, will that carry across? I'm not sure. Interesting thought. Come on, deploy that. And then cancel. How much equipment do we have? We have some. Then you lot, new army, training. There we go. That's just not true anymore. We still need more steel. Jeez. Okay. Russia has no more to sell. Syndicates of America, I don't really want to buy from any of those. United States we could. Or actually we can buy from any of the empires. Austria, we can buy from Austria. How much do we need? We'll buy one more. We're selling 8 worth. Improved computing machine. Okay, that's faster research. Magnificent. How long until the tanks are done? 93 days. That's still a long time. The other thing I think that we do need is Navy. It's 36. Yeah, we should be researching this. Let's get the battlecruiser too. I do rate those. Be a nice fast fleet with a decent max range. They're pretty good all-round stuff. What's your anti-air? 10. Yeah, we'll get battlecruisers. I think that will suit us really quite nicely. Marvellous. Alright, onwards. And the other one that we need to get a CB against is Bolivia. Which is mostly tungsten and steel. Peru has a lot of oil. So does Venezuela. Like, Venezuela is definitely going to be a target. Like, one of the main targets. Chromium through here, so that's when we get our capital ship production, actually, speaking of which. We don't produce enough chromium for capital ships. It needs to be steel. Hold up. This is a bad option. I think that we need to go for heavy cruisers. Do heavy cruisers cost? No, they don't. Although we need something which doesn't cost quite so much steel. I think we're going to go light cruisers, actually. Your chromium. Your chromium. Yeah, we don't have chromium. We're going to go light cruisers for the moment. Changing production over to you instead. And we really need to get rid of this joker. Where are the populists? National populists. There they are. Infantry equipment production cost, support equipment production cost. Or infrastructure construction speed, which would have been nice earlier. Or... okay, that's the same. So either of them. Probably Barroso, sorry. Now, I kind of suspect that this is going to be something of a choke point, so I kind of doubt that Peru is actually going to be able to break through before we've taken Chile out, and then we could actually go straight after Peru ourselves. When's this available? That's the war. Wrong shield. 2nd of April 41. Okay, we're still a ways away from that. We're about to get another factory though. Oh. We've gained factories again. Somehow. Not sure why. Oh well, not one to complain. And now we have 3 military factories, which I think are going to be focusing on more tanks. Yeah. We're about to finish our first heavy cruiser. Good. In fact, there's a lot of chromium out here, so eventually we will be getting amazing capital ships once we've taken this area. But we're not there yet. And if we went through Mexico, Mexico doesn't have a great number of resources either. I mean, the United States is when we're going to have an absolute freaking bonanza. But we're still a ways away from going after the US. Although the way that they are so fragmented right now, that's going to be good for us. Germany, are you fighting back? Austria. Austria is fighting back. Excellent. They've retaken the lands that they had lost and they are actually pushing out again. Good stuff. Increase in stability. Brazilian nation is strong. We're now at average. Which is going to increase our production even further. Wow, we went from +2 to +9. Nice. So, gained 7 civilian factories just from that. Oh, 6, because we gained 1 more from trade. Can I see what I'm actually exporting? Yes. To Canada, the United States, the Pacific States, the Combined States, the Caribbean, and the Union of Britain are buying 16. So the higher our trade influence, the more likely people are to buy our goods rather than someone else's. That's one reason to be focusing on trade influence. Do you get trade influence from this? No. That just puts more resources on the market. If we had a better foreign minister, I want to say. That wouldn't be you. Nor you. Nor you. Most of these are AI settings. Focus on peace, focus on defense, etc. There we go. Trade deal opinion factor plus 20%. I think that means that people are more likely to buy from you. Also, the economy minister might have something to do with that. If we can find one. We definitely need to have a cabinet reshuffle though. I'm not seeing any. Oh, fighter and heavy fighter production. I mean, these are all the wrong party for a start. And having some wrong party people in your group is not good. But then if they're like geniuses and stuff, then you might want to suck up the odd PowerPoint penalty for someone really good and really suited to what you're trying to do. Yeah, not looking like any of these are related to trade. No. Don't think the security minister will either. Actually, resource gain efficiency from a security minister. A lot of reduction in military recruitable population. I have a feeling speed 4 is actually exactly the same now. What about these? Production efficiency, consumer goods, production, no. Wow, a lot of these heads of government are rubbish. Naval base construction speed plus 50%. Wow. Naval experience plus 20. That's quite strong. Yeah, I do like all the differences in the ministers. That's pretty sweet. It must take you one hell of a long time to get all the portraits of the different people as well. That's crazy. I wonder if Wikipedia has pictures of them all or whether you have to get them from somewhere else. Probably are photo archives. It's actually an aspect of this I hadn't even considered. Would not be easy. Alright, so if we were to theoretically create a tank division, what would it require? Isn't there a way of doing no? Yes. So if we got this to be light tanks, 120 light tanks like so, plus some motorized infantry for support, up to a combat width of 10. I mean, that's the kind of thing we can afford. Would cost 150 motorized, of which we have 775, so we could actually do a lot more motorized in this army. Something even potentially like this. We could get one of these. Or if we reduced the number of tanks and increased the amount of mobile infantry, we may even be able to afford 2 of these. No, not yet. Soon we could get a second one. I mean, we can definitely start training this. Do we produce artillery? We do. So we probably do want support artillery in that, and also in our infantry divisions, actually. That is a change we can afford. Recon? I don't think we have any support equipment. We do actually have support equipment, but we're not producing any, so we're going to remove that. We're going to add artillery to our regular attack units. And also to these. Gives them a little bit more soft attack ability. So we'll start training 2 more tank units. Awesome. Okay, so we are starting to get some more military factories available. I should have been using this way earlier. We are currently 10 motorized short, 62 tanks short. So I think we're going to be building more tanks, because I do want a more mobile military, ultimately. So I think we're going to do something like this. And also a tiny amount of support. Like so. Yeah. Alright, next focus. Let's get some more of the infrastructure stuff done. And that'll be good. How are we doing technology? 37 days until we get the next light tank, at which point we can build a new variant, upgrade that a little bit, start pumping those out. And also in terms of the companies, we can get the motorized hardness and max speed, and light tank soft attack defense hardness. So this is a definite thing in favor of light tanks, but we could have light tank companies and medium tank companies. So the light tanks can be strategic, taking territory units, and then the mediums are punching through enemy hardpoints to basically breach their lines and then roll them up from behind. So punch through with the mediums, and then force your way through with cut-offs with the lights is probably the way to do it. And our light units will be very, very quick indeed. Plus we can get cheaper infantry equipment, or better infantry equipment. We probably want the better, actually. Soft attack and breakthrough. I mean, the way I play, industry is usually not a huge problem, because I do tend to develop the hell out of it. Alright, so we could do with buying a little bit more steel. One more from Austria. Just so we can keep the naval production up and running. Will cost us 1 more. So we're currently trading out 7, we're gaining 9. So it's still a net bonus for having the export focus. And as the war expands, that's going to become even more true. Oh, cut off there, that's not good. Definitely looks like they're expanding right now, which makes me extremely happy. Although France has way more divisions. Way more. And more air force, and lots more artillery industry. Okay, another military factory is available. What do we want to produce? I think we're going to go with more tanks. So we want the mobile units to be more tank heavy. Not as tank heavy as the medium tank units, but still more than we currently have. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So we are finally the Empire of Brazil. Huzzah! In the next episode, we will try and get this war with Chile, and then potentially with Peru and or Bolivia. And actually, what we should probably start doing is fabricating our next claim. You have a little bit of steel. You have a little bit more. And we can just continue to push up through Peru, and we may even be able to station some tanks up here. Although this is all going to be mountainous, so this is going to be a freaking nightmare for tanks. We should probably just hold them back in reserve, honestly. You guys are done training, so let's just add you to that army first of all. And yeah, all of you lot could do with a tiny bit more training. You know what? We're going to continue this episode just until their training is done. So you'll have to excuse this being a minute or two longer. Just until that's complete. It'll take about 3 days. Which at actual speed 5 would take 10 seconds. This is so stupid. Why are you so slow? And yeah, I mean, if we're already preparing the attack on Bolivia, we should probably be fabricating against you. Where are your resources? La Paz. And then once we're done with Chile, we can do a surround on Bolivia, crush through that, and then we have a much longer border with Peru, and then our superior numbers can basically just overwhelm. The best way to beat an army with superior numbers is a very small front. So we want to make sure that we can properly envelop them. Aha! We have a heavy cruiser. Marvellous. Right, have you guys been trained yet? One more day, I think. Yep. You will have maximum preparation bonus, but no defensive bonus, so that's because you're training. Right, of course. As soon as you stop training, you can then get your defensive bonus back again. Forest bonus. We don't have any mountaineer bonus yet. I'm sure we will after we've done with Chile, though. Pretty sure. It looks like Chile's forces are moving north to deal with Peru. Oh, come on. Right, you're done. Do. I mean, when you're actually fighting, it's running like... No, enough. No more. 96%. This gives... no, that's not what I was looking for. Come on, just a tiny bit more experience. Oh, wow, we finished the factories already. Impressive. Huh. In that case, it's probably time for even more infrastructure. Because we need to keep that going. Let's get you up to about 8. I think it's worthwhile getting up to about 8. And then above that there are diminishing returns, I understand. Do something like that. Okay, good. Are you trained yet? Oh, come on. Right, this is silly. For one person training, to have everyone spending that. No. Start getting your organization up, start getting your defensive bonuses up. There we go. Won't take you very long though. Okay. I need to end this episode. You're taking this area back, which is nice. I mean, this will be easier to hold. And then once you have a more solid front. On the outskirts of Berlin, which is cool. Austria's really doing a good job here. Although it looks like there's a big offensive going on down here. Although I can't tell whose side that is. think this is the Austrians pushing out towards München. I just hope that they have the resources to keep this kind of pressure up. By resources, I mean manpower. Ooh, Peru might well actually beat Chile. In which case, having that CB... If that's going to be on the state, I don't know if it is. There we go, tank 2. Right, I really need to stop this. Let's upgrade you to tank 2. In fact, no. Let's go to you. Create a variant with even more engine. Actually, how fast do motorized go? Max speed 12k ph. So having a faster tank than 12, pointless. Something like this. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, we need a lot more steel now. Alright, Russia. Send me one more. And then German Empire, send me one. Seeing as I now have an outlet and giving you factories is something which is definitely in my favour. In fact, I have a feeling that I need to stop sending to Russia and start sending to you, to Germany instead. Like so. Whoa, that's too big a surplus. Let's drop you down by 1. There we go. Okay. So we should now be on maximum production of everything except for oil. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we are in 1941, so we can actually start researching the L-Tank 3. I wish I had realised it was 41 before I got the variant. Oh well. Peru certainly looks like it's going to win. Have you finished training yet? Oh, come on! Enough. We'll finish that in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.